Hello, how are you? This is Jilly Bling. Today's project is this. And I'll just say this because I've had a few, I don't want to say sleepless nights, but nights trying to figure it out because online there are all kinds of people that have done accordion fold cards. And a lot of them use 12 by 12 paper. But I wanted a substantial card. I didn't want, this would be the 12 by 12 and this would be 12 by 12. Designer paper, just because it's a little bit thinner. Anyhow, I came up with a way to make this work. And this is it right here. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that fun? So, you ready? We're going to do this. And there's lots of pieces, lots of measurements, and I will go through it showing what it takes to do the outside. So those are the colors I used for coloring. This is the outside part. And then this inside piece is a separate piece. And along the way, I'll show you the measurements at the end, after we get it almost like the base of it assembled. Then I'll let you do a screenshot. And then of course I'll put them on my blog, which just might be easier because when you look at this list, it's like, oh my gosh. And why am I doing this? I don't know. This is crazy. Maybe it was a challenge. I don't know. I don't know. But it's using new product, which is always lots of fun. Okay. So here it is. Sparkly, pretty. We will be using, it's all about Spotlight on Nature. And if you order the bundle through me, the new catalog starts on May 1st. If by the end of the day on May 2nd you order the bundle through me, I would love to send you the card kit for this and the other two projects. So there's 3 projects. This is number 3. This one is number 2. And if you do it that way, you don't have to worry about doing any of the measurements. Or if you want to recreate it, you could take your card kit, copy the sizes, and do it again. So this one is really pretty. Using new product again. And then there's this one. That's project number 1. In the previous videos, there's, these are the videos. But isn't that just pretty? Okay. Today, Spotlight on Nature. So sincere. I've used this on every one of the 3 projects, and it's a great words set. Did you see this happy birthday? Look at it right here. How perfect is that? Hope your day is a happy one. I love this paper. This is the paper Mediterranean Blooms or Blossoms in the new catalog, and on the reverse side it has all kinds of citrus, oranges and lemons. It's yellow and bright with green leaves, and then on the reverse side it's all the different blues. Beautiful, beautiful. This one too. Okay, so sincere. And dies, we're going to be using the dies that go with the bundle. And the dies, see, now this is interesting. The dies are all circles. We'll be using quite a few of them today. But 2 different groupings of circles that work well together. So they don't cut out any of the images, but they beautifully frame them. So we'll be using those. And nested essential dies, and that's for the window that each of these pop through. So 2 of them. Keep that there. Okay, here we go. I have a feeling it's going to be long. Ooh, there we are. So we'll be using sheer window, sheer ribbon for the bow. I should just do that now. This one is almost running out. I think I have like 5 spools. Okay, it's gone. So a double bow, and because it's sheer, it makes a nice sparkly impact, but it doesn't like consume the front of your card with that's a bow. Just because it's sheer, you can kind of see the color through it. So a double bow. And then next here I have some in color gems, which is perfect for this paper. When I saw the paper, I thought, oh, springy, I love it. It's pretty, pretty, pretty. And then when I got it, it's like, that is some serious heavy pattern. But on the reverse side are subtle prints like this one here. And look how beautifully those go together. Okay, so we have the bow. Not my fingers yet, but the bow. There we are. We'll use that in a minute. And I'll use that later. So we'll use some gems. 2024, 2026 in color shimmer gems. Use those. Okay, so this is for the outside, these pieces. This is for the movement inside piece. I'm going to keep them all in line if possible. So this is the paper. Wait till you see how pretty this is. And this is called Unbound Beauty Designer Paper. And yeah, I went a little overboard buying this stuff, but look how pretty it is. Like even all that, ooh, look at it with this. Pretty. That's nice. This is nice, pretty and pink. Petunia pop, berry. But it's just very pretty, very happy, very springtime. That's the one we'll be using on the front and the back. We'll be using this too. So, okay, that's, now we're going to use every sheet of this. Gets a little crazy. Then, this is In Color Glimmer. In Color Glimmer specialty paper. And this comes in all the in colors. Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pretty and Pink, Shy Shamrock, and the one we're using today, Summer Splash. Okay, you ready? Let's start with this part here. So this is for the back. Well, you know, hold on. Let's do what we can while we can. Or maybe I'll go through the sizes and then we'll start assembling. Okay, so for stamping, it's 5.5 by 2 3/4. And we'll stamp flowers and 2 butterflies. Glimmer paper, 3.5 by 3.5. The white circle behind is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so 2 of the designer paper, and that is 5 1/8 by 3 5/8, and the white, which is just a little bit bigger, is 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then there's 2 pieces of, just stay like that, 2 pieces of peacock paper, which is used for the base. So let me show you this from the back side. So there's 1 piece here and 1 piece here. And the seam is right back here. So those are both 5.5. One of them, let me see that you can see this. One of them is by 8 inches. The other one is by 8.5 inches. That's that little lip. These pieces here are for, once again, this base piece is for this right here. And it'll have a die cut right out of the center. Okay. So let's score these base papers and then we'll move forward from there. I want to keep these all kind of, because right now I've got a grasp on it. It easily gets out of control. Okay, so we have the 2 pieces. The first one at the top, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 1/2 inch and 4.5. I could do that. Scored at 1/2 inch. And 4.5. Okay, set that there. And then the next piece right here, which is cut to 5.5 by 8, so it's just a little bit shorter, scored at 4 inches. So to me, that's saying all the panels are 4 inches. Okay, so let's scooch the cutting thing out of the way. I'll save this for just a minute. And let's loosely put this together, just so there's a little bit of, it makes just a little bit of sense. Score, and this has 2 scores on it. One right here, that's the 1/2 inch. I'm not sure which way they're going. Is that right? I don't know if I did that right. I didn't do that right. Is that 4 inches? No, I didn't score it at 4 inches. Well, when you look on the sample, I didn't do that one right either. But it's okay, it works out. Okay, so you just set aside. Okay. So it's to be scored at 1/2 inch, okay, and then 4 1/2. That's what it is. I didn't score it to 4 1/2. So my notes are right. It's human error. Oh, that looks better. Yeah. Okay, so I want to keep all these pieces together. They could go on the stamp set. So let's see how this goes together. And the seam is right here folded down. So this is the bigger one. Bigger one. And this gets attached. So I'll put adhesive right on here. Maybe. Just to make sure. Noisy. That goes right here. Okay. And I didn't cut them exactly straight. So if that happens, which chances are it will happen, you could, if you have a long cutter, I wonder if I could fold it. Let me try cutting, hold on. Okay, that's better. And I've got my little double crease there, but that's okay. So here we are. And it looks just like that, right? So now I'm going to take the die, the bigger of the nested dies. There's 2 of them. Smaller one, bigger one. And this one, we're going to use both of them. So on here, a bigger one, and then the smaller one. So the bigger one is going to cut out these 4 pieces here. And these 4 pieces are inside splash, 4 of them, 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. So I'll take the bigger die and I'm going to eyeball it. Just put it on the center and you're like, oh, I can't eyeball. But if you take this, just set it on here. Is the top part equal with the bottom? Then are these amount equal? And that's how I did this one. And if you super micro look at it, you'll say, yeah, you're a little bit off here or there, but it's not worth pulling it out and marking and measuring everything. So I'm going to cut this out. So now I have them here. So we're going to go 1 for each. But before we do that, I'm going to cut the peacock paper. So this is right in the center of the panel. Once again, I just put it in place, and it's not so bad to line it up. So to me that looks good. So I'll just stick it down, and I'll do the same with all the panels. Run it through the machine. Hold on. And here they are cut out. Oh, I didn't attach this one. Let me attach it. This way. And this way. Do stuff in advance and I don't have it caught up to the right part. Repetition is good, right? Okay. And goes the other way. Okay, so this one is like this, and that gets attached. Let's see if these line up. I'm going to do a little glue just where there's no tape. Because the last thing I want is this to fall apart. That would be tragic. Okay, we have the base done. And we have these pieces done. So attach all of these. Right in the middle. And I'm going to put it in the middle of the panel. I'm not even looking at how the die cuts line up, but they line up pretty good. I could nitpick it and say, yeah, it's a little bit wider there than here. But after you get all the prettiness on, it'll be just fine. Or I could see which panel works best, but I'm not that OCD. Glue, 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 glue. Allergies. Everything, all the trees. It's always the trees every year. Isn't this paper pretty? I'm liking the new colors. I haven't used, I thought I would use Shy Shamrock a lot, but I haven't yet. Maybe around Christmas. I always like some greens for Christmas. Okay, just on the panel, get it centered. I'm looking at the corners. It's a little bit close here. Then finally, I'll look at this, and not perfect, but it'll do. It'll do. So Mama is on her Panama Canal trip. Yesterday she sent a message. Yep, we're here, we're early. The ship doesn't leave for a few more hours, but they got on, they're getting all settled, and this trip they had planned for COVID, canceled. Then it was rescheduled. Starting to look forward to it, canceled. So this is the third date they've had, and they're on the ship. Okay, there we are. Oop. Stick down. This one here I had folded the wrong way. Okay, let's see. Yep, that's the shape I want. I want a mountain right here in the middle. Okay, and I could put on, I'm not going to put either of these on quite yet because I have to get this panel. See how this panel kind of tucks underneath here? You see that white liner, white layer? It gets tucked in under there. So for now, just so pieces don't get lost, I could stick these together. Look at that color. Is that peach pie or is that pumpkin pie? Some kind of pie. I like pie. Okay, do you like cake or do you like pie better? In one of the videos, I was talking way too much about peach pie. I like peach pie. And then I thought, what other pie? And I came up with key lime. I really like key lime. And I like, in moderation, cherry pie. Apple pie, it's okay. Tony likes apple pie. But cake, on the other hand, I haven't met a cake I don't like. I like it. Okay, what else do we have here? This is for the circles. We could do the circles. Let's get the two biggest circles. Are you eyeing my butterflies? I went online trying to figure out how to color butterflies. And I just ended up doing my own thing. So I'm going to cut these out. Look how pretty. Fancy dye. Oh, I should have done this before. I was so overwhelmed by this project. Hopefully you'll get it. And hopefully with all the measurements, and you could see I've cut the papers to them, it should work. You don't have to pull out 12 by 12 paper or go buy special paper. Hopefully you can do it. Okay, so this just gets stuck down. Nothing fancy. And you know, I should hold up the measurements just so we get that done. Well, we haven't done the inside thing. Well, I'll hold it up. And then, this is for stamping. Let's get stamping done. It is the flower and two butterflies in Memento. Okay, does your space become like this? 6 inches? I took a few minutes to think, why is it like that? And it's because I have everything at hand. And when I set it down, I don't want to set it too far because I know I'll be using it again. That's my theory. Flower. And 2 butterflies. One for the outside, one for the inside. And there's no dies for it, so you have to hand cut it. If you like fussy cutting, we're good. Okay, so we have all the pieces. We've done a lot of the top. So you ready for a screenshot? Okay, let me get this so I can hold it up together so you know what screenshot this goes with. Okay. You got it? I know, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. Okay. So, next is, we can't move any further until we get the insert done. So this can all go off to the side for just a few minutes. I want it to stay smushed. That's good. Okay. Out of room again. So, where's that? Here's that pile. So let me go through this just generally, then we'll get to building it. Once again, there's 2 different sizes, only by 1/2 inch, and there's 3 different setups, and that is for right here, pink and white. This one is designer paper, summer splash circle, white circle. These papers, panel number 3 and 4 is just designer paper, and then the same thing just in reverse. Okay. So I'm going to keep these kind of in order. So these 2 pieces are cut too, a short piece and a long piece. The short piece is 3 by 8.5. The long is 3 by 9. Let's start with the short piece. We're going to score it at 2 3/4 and 5.5. 2 3/4, 5.5. Okay, that one is done. The long piece, which is 3 by 9, is scored at 2 3/4, 5.5, and 8.5. 2 3/4, 5.5, and 8.5. And if you get the bundle before May 2nd, all of this will be done for you. I'll do as much as I can without stamping, but otherwise everything will be done for you. Okay, so we have our 2 pieces, long and short, and let's get to scoring them. So where's the seam? The seam is right here. I guess it doesn't matter which side the seam goes on, but let's just say it's here. Because once I fold that up, the pieces are they're equal. Hold on. Because one of these, the middle pieces are just a little bit bigger. Oh, that's right. That's right. I don't know why I'm doubting myself. First I was like, oh, what's wrong? But this panel with the designer paper is just a 1/4 inch bigger, so it sets back in there a little further. Okay, I'm just going to make sure. Set it on there. I'm going to pull that up and do it with glue. But these pieces, yes, they're the same size. We're good. Do you know why I had nightmares over this? Not nightmares, but just trying to figure it out. And not having something there in person. And the measurements, when I did everyone else's online, their measurements, they didn't work. It was off. I should have just scrapped it and said, there's plenty of other beautiful things to do out there, but then it became a challenge. Okay, so let that dry. So these are going to go up. I'm looking at the sample, how the middle is down, these 2 are up, and those 2 go flat. Okay, Middle is down. These two get tucked in. Okay, let's decorate this thing. Let's get it decorated. Okay, so first panel is right here. Pretty in pink. It's pretty. And I'll just attach these to the two end panels. Panel number 1 and 6. Right in the middle. So now I'm guessing, I'm second guessing myself. So this is the wider panel. I'm wondering if it should be under here. Well, then I think you might see it through, so. I don't think we went through these sizes. Okay, here we go. We already did this. Panel number 1 and number 6. Pink of them, you need 2 of them, 2 3/4 by 2 1/2. White, you need 2 of them, 2 1/2 by 2 1/4. Let's just do all these other panels. Panel number 2 and 5 is DSP, 2 inches by, or 2 times, so 2 of them, by 2 3/4 by 2 1/2. Summer Splash, which is going to be cut into a circle, is 2 of them, 3 by 3, and the white, 2 of them at 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. And finally, this designer paper, which is all by itself, no extra layers, is panel number 3 and 4, 2 of them at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, we did us some measurements. See, that's pretty too. Might be better if this is a little bit calmer. All these different patterns weren't on here, but they're so pretty, it's hard not to. Okay, I have the stripes kind of going up and down. But you could cut your paper however you like. Because this isn't square, it's already kind of predetermined. These middle ones are square. Okay, so for the dies, for panels number 2 and 5, I'm going to use some dies. So when you look at these, there's some that have, I don't even know what you call that. Lots of little ridges. There's that die set, online exclusive that has that too. There's a name for it. But I'm just going to kind of mix it up, where the smaller ones are for the white, and the larger ones, which are the same size. Ooh, almost the same size. Yeah, they're the same size. These are going to go on the Summer Splash. Okay, I'm going to cut these out. And they're right here. Isn't that fun? Let me show you. It's pretty, huh? But we're going to stamp on here, and stamp on here, and stamp on the white pieces. So let's get to doing that so we can start assembling this. Okay, so on this one, I like the Dear Friend in Memento. Dear Friend, kind of in the middle, maybe a little high. I really like those leaves. pretty. See how pretty that is? Beautiful font, nice and crisp. Okay, and then the leaves. Just kind of hugging around it. A little bit here. You know, I could keep stamping more, but the more I stamp, the more there is to color. Okay, and then this one has just a leaf on it. Okay, and then the next ones have flowers. So this one is going to have flowers and then a butterfly attached. And I'll leave room for the butterfly to be kind of a, oh, I hope my flower doesn't have, oh, yay. I was worried that the flower, I was going to be stamping it over the little eyelets, but success. So there's that. And then on this one, I'll stamp, I should do the words first. Well, I could have chose different words because that set is full of nice words. Oh, but this is nice. Just love spending time with you. And then flowers around that. Because you know, you don't want to have room to write, right? It's like I spent my words and my thoughts thinking of you while I was making the card. Can you get away with that? And I'm fine if the flower goes over the word, because I could still read the words, and once I color it, it's kind of artsy. You know, I'm trying. That's pretty. Okay. But we're not done stamping yet. There is 2 little detail stamps in this bundle. One is kind of this crosshatch one, which I think is similar to the front of the card. Let me show you that. Right here at the back. See how it has it kind of right there? And then there is the little freckles. So on the Dear Friend, I'm going to use Pretty in Pink freckles. And on the back part, I'm going to use the crosshatch in Summer Splash. So this is the plan. Just like that. And like that. And I put little freckles on that one too. Okay, so these 2 get freckles, pink. This one gets crosshatch. And I'm going to stamp off because full strength is strong. Well, I didn't leave much room for crosshatch. Okay. And you know, when you have new pads, like this one is really stiff, pull out your handy, dedicated, ages old, votive candle, clear. If it's colored, you're going to get colored sides. And just that little bit of effort, and I'm purposely trying to get these little nubs, which kind of lock the stamp. See how much easier it is? Nice. Ooh, that one is stiff. But the wax makes all the difference. That one's still a little bit tighter, but definitely it's possible now. Okay, so this is for the little dots. That one is done. And we'll do the dot, we'll do the coloring on these little pieces because I have the front already done. Okay, little pink freckles. I'll hold that up. Not that little pink freckles are all that exciting. Just not full strength. Okay, now we're done stamping. Imagine that. Freckles, freckles, crosshatch. Okay, so that one goes there, here, here. And the circles, they could be attached. So the circles, they are about the same exact size as a panel, which is, oh, okay, that's convenient. But you want to stay away, have your circles stay away from the valley. So I'm going to put this here right in the middle, and I'll hold it up, but I'm staying away just a little bit from the valley, but that means it's hanging over a little bit. But because this side is a peak, it'll be no problem. Here, I'll hold it up in just a minute. I have to color that. Let me do this one. So same process. Okay. So can you see how it will still let this panel close, but it's hanging over just a little bit. If I put it right into the corner, it would just create resistance. With all that, I'm wondering why was there resistance right there? Let me try that again. See this part here. What's going on? I'll just fix it. Okay, so let's color some of these so we can start building it. So the colors, like I mentioned, I already did the front. So the front of this one is in pumpkin pie and peach pie. And then I used petunia, freesia, bubble bath, and berry on that. But this one, I was talking with Pam today. She goes, do blue. I'm like, I know, but I have like, I always do blue flowers. She goes, well, I like blue flowers, so blue it is. She goes, like my shirt. Not that bright color blue, like my shirt. So there we are. We have blue flowers for this one, which I'll use the same colors for the inside. And then for the butterfly, oh, okay. So I looked it up online, tried to do it. It's fine, but it's a little elementary looking to me. So looked it up online somewhere else. Look at these. Yeah, isn't that pretty? That's not staying in the lines of the butterfly. This one I have like, this section is one color in that section. This one is just starting with lemon lolly, peach pie, petunia pop. Didn't blend them too much. Okay, so with that said, let's do some, where should this go? Right over here. Let's do some coloring. Let's color. I'm going to start with, oh, and Granny Apple. Granny Apple is the green color. So there's lots of green, so I'm just going to start with that. Sometimes when I have all the coloring done, people are like, well, I want to know how you color, so I try to do just a little. I hope it's okay. Okay, and this drives Becky crazy. She's like, I don't know how you color holding it up. Sometimes not very good. So right now I'm doing Granny Apple Light. And I'm going to go back with Granny Apple Dark. And if I was really trying to blend them, like I will on the petals, I would do just one section at a time. I recently learned that when you're coloring with the blends, if you, like, see how I'm going through doing all of the Granny Apple Light, and I'll go back with the Granny Apple Dark, then you have to do a lot of blending. But if you do it while the ink is still wet, for instance, one little petal, like we're going to do at a time, with all the colors, you don't even have to do any of the blending. Because the ink is still wet, it automatically kind of blends for you, which is real convenient. I think my Granny Apple ink is running out. Okay, and then Granny Apple Dark. And I just want a little streak in the middle of this. And I'm not trying to blend it. I want it to be a little bit bold and like those butterflies, like, hey. But these areas are so small, and they're so already highly detailed from the artist that made them, that you don't need to do much work with them. Okay, so these flowers are just plain old boho light and boho dark. I tried to have the tips white. This is hard. Holding the tray, holding the paper, and balancing the other flowers. Oh, oh no. Okay. Let's try it again. Just do it. Yeah. Okay, so for sure, the tips are going to be in, see, this is new marker. In boho, I do 2 petals at a time. And then down along the edge, I'm going to do the light color. Probably should have started with the dark. I'm kind of scared to close this. It's like, is it going to behave? And then boho dark. I usually start with the dark color. I don't know what I'm thinking. Well, because it's still freshly done, it's kind of blending itself. Well, that's convenient. Okay, start with the dark. Definitely along the whole bottom. Then, okay, we already have a sample going. That's for the front. Boho dark, few layers of color, good saturation, boho dark. Boho light. Ooh. To fill in the rest of it. Okay, party's on. We're doing it. How about 3 little petals at once? And then after this, I'm going to set it down. I'm going to get to it. Chop, chop. Chop, chop coloring. Concentrate. Do it, do it, do it. Matches my finger. Tony's on a bus trip, so he won't be home until 8:30 tonight. And he's been having so many bus trips, and I should know where he is. I think he's with choir, but where? I know he told me, but I don't remember. See, that's pretty, but that's right up, I can feel that still wet. Right up my alley. Blue flowers, woohoo! Okay, chop, chop. Get to it. So, boho dark, right in the middle, good saturation, boho light, that behaved. Fill it all in. Uh-oh, the dog walked over there with diligence. Oh, hold on, hold on. Hold on. that was 4 little Bambis. But, Tony put up the fence that's a lot taller. They were on the outside. I love seeing them. I love that they're here. But Bo thinks he needs to play with them. And he doesn't. He gets to play with his people. So he saw them. That's why he bounded up off the couch. And he was at the door and he was just staring at them. And when he gets up that like quickly and decisively, I know. But I think what it is because Tony was on the other side of this new fence he put up, this tall fence. And he was out there yesterday with the weed eater, weed eating everything. And then today he was blowing it like 10, 15 feet beyond the fence line onto the Seneca property. And those deer are probably like, look at all this fresh cut, cool grass and all of this opening. And I want to go over there into all of that cut grass. See, I'm just thinking what the deer think. I don't know. But they're always there. And they're always looking in here like, I want to eat your grass. I'm so happy you put that fence up. Otherwise, I'd keep Bo in here. And I'd have to go over to the window. Just because I don't want him playing with the deer. Because he's a tough boy. And I would have to go to the window. He'd be barking well, you heard him barking his head off. And then I would have to do the blowhorn out the open window, which would make them go, hey, what's that? Why is that house making those noises? And the deer would just all look this way. Then I'd have to do it again. And then they would bound off. And hopefully, before the big fence, hopefully they would just spring over. But the little ones don't always spring over so quick. Anyhow. Happy, happy, happy. But he'll be coming back here. Because they're gone. They just went running off when he went barking at them. Granny apple green. And blue flowers. Yeah. Oh. I guess I could have stamped first, then cut it out. This is like when you're driving and you run over the line off to the right. And before it was just running over the line, it would make that noise. But with this car, my car, before I even get there, my car, the steering wheel is going, oh, telling me, hey, get back in line. That's what it is like coloring that leaf down there. Oh. So I love this bundle. There's a few bundles in there. I like the, in the new catalog, the Mediterranean one with the oranges and lemons and all the blue different prints. They kind of remind me of like if you put tile in your house, like the different patterns. It's pretty. One more green. Hey, we're half done with coloring. Okay, so I'm going over the bumps. Do it with me. Oh. I bet you next time you're in your car and you go over the bumps, you'll be thinking about coloring green leaves. Yeah. Okay. So this one goes here. You know, I think I'm liking this color combo. Oh, flowers. Blue flowers. This one has the butterfly next to it. Okay, so boho dark all the way at the bottom of the whole thing. and then just in the middle. Good saturation. And this one goes way out to the edge. Okay, so if you decide to make this, let me know, and if you can, I'd love to see a picture of it, and send the picture to jillybling@yahoo.com. I would love to see like whatever designer paper you use or whatever paper you like. This paper, I like the colors. I like how happy springtime and bright it is, but there's so many other options. I would love to see different variations. And you don't have to stay up for 2 nights trying to figure it out. Just trust my measurements. Uh-oh, there's a dog. He has to wait till I get this flower done. Oh. Okay, I hear you. He got his exercise for the day. Okay, just a minute. Okay, come on. Come on. Okay, so is this a petal? You know, I think even if it is a flower, I'm going to just do it as green, because I think it would be a little bit distracting to have just a little part of a flower. I think that is a flower, but now it's going to be a leaf. Because this little panel, I want it to be a little bit calm, because I want the butterfly to be all center of attention. It's kind of hard to color the stem, but if you're coloring it, just do a little bit of color where you could get the color in. And if there's other parts that are all white, that makes me think I'm saying all right, alrighty then, all white, that's okay, because it's really hard to color it because it's so delicate. And if you try too hard, you'll get a blob of color and it'll look bad. Okay, so this one goes here. Where's those butterflies? Oh, so you're like, wait a minute, why did you put orange in there? That's because it's in the paper. I had these little, from a prior project, and I kept on wanting to add this. And I'm like, well, there's orange in there, but I didn't know where to add it. But wouldn't that look nice somehow? Well, sparkle anything and I like it. I like it. Okay, this is just green. I don't have to deal with that problem child boho. Boho, boohoo, boho light. We're almost to assembly part. Dog's walking around. Coloring, concentrating, focus, getting it done. No blending. I went in the yard to take more pictures of tulips because there's other ones blooming now. There's some pretty ones out there. I got the picture and it seemed like Bo was in every one of them, or his nose was. He's like, hey, if you're taking a picture, is that food? Is that something I can have? And it's like kind of cute that he was making an appearance in every one of them. Coloring, we're getting there. Yeah, my granny apple light is running out. It's getting a little dry. But I think it'll make it through. It's funny, Bo. He gets food in the morning, and he could have it in the evening, but he hasn't even touched it. And here it is. It's almost 8, and just now he's getting to it. Usually he waits until his people are home, and then he'll eat it. But I think his little jaunt out with the deer chasing him brought his hungries on, because he's getting to it now. And I'll take pictures of this, close up, and I'll put them on my blog. Okay, it's time to assemble. Assemble. Okay, let's get this going. Dear friend, just love spending time with you. I have good friends in my world. Just nice. You know, you gotta surround yourself with the good people. Flowers. Okay, I'm gonna put this a little bit off to the side, like Mother Nature's having it lean, so that butterfly can go right there. Butterfly can be up a little high. Butterfly can go over this because that's a peak. Isn't that cute? Okay, and those are just on. See, we're getting there. So the greenery, I want that kind of off center. I should see how I did this one. This one, a little bit off. And you know, I use Pretty Peacock, which matches the paper, which is great and all. But I'm kind of liking how bright this is. Or maybe it's just the blue flowers. Or maybe it's all my favorite colors. Because, looking at it, the blue really doesn't match the paper. Oh, details. Okay, that is done. This goes on the outside. We can't do that quite yet. Okay, let's build this thing. Okay, so we have this. So at this point, there's one little key. I'm going to tuck this panel in. See how there's just a little arrow, just a little bit of the Pretty and Peak showing on both sides? That's kind of like a measure, a goal. Garbage. We colored those already. This we'll use in a minute. Okay, let's just work on this part here. Okay, so here's this. And I'm going to start out by putting a little bit of glue on these tips and then a little bit of glue right on here. And I'm not worried if I get glue kind of crazy all over, because eventually, after I get this piece on, this is going to cover it up. Okay, so this is what I mean. Just everywhere there. Kind of nice to use glue because it's white. You can see it. I'm trying to do it thin so it dries a bit quick. Okay, and then at the same time, I know there's just going to be a little bit of that showing. So I'll put some here. Just a little bit, because I know that I put enough on the card base. Okay, so that's good now. So to put this on, I'm going to tuck it underneath. And your first touchdown is, it's probably going to be a mess. It's going to be scooched. So now I'm looking at how much room is here, how much room is there. And then as I lay this out, I want to make sure that this piece we're attaching right now is parallel with the top and with the bottom. And this much showing is equal to that much. Excuse me. Okay, so that looks good. And you know, for a while I thought, oh, I could stamp that crosshatch on here. It's like, oh my gosh, I have enough going on. Okay, so this is good. A little bit of glue hanging out. My little pretty in pink popping out arrow, this little bit right there, is about the right size. Okay, that's looking good. So now when I flip this over, because I think it might have, it's held enough, the glue is stuck enough. So it's not pretty, but it's definitely stuck down. Okay, so we have that. So now the next step is to weave it through the middle. Not hard. Just like that. And we're going to do the same process on this piece. So it gets glue in the corner. I know for sure the white will touch the back part. This, because it's 3 layers deep, I don't know if that will touch. Okay, that's good. And now on here, gets glue everywhere because eventually it'll all be covered up. And I'm trying to do it thin. Okay, so now this goes right onto here. And I've got that just a little bit of the pretty in pink showing. And this amount, similar to that. Okay, I'm going to let it set just a little bit, and then I'm going to check that the whole thing will close up. Just let it dry just a little bit. Okay, let's see. Ooh, I didn't let it dry enough. Redo. Okay, just let it dry. Okay, so for the front, put this right in the middle. Oh, I should do a heart. Yay! Okay, right in the middle, because a circle is a circle is a circle. Then the flowers get dimensionals. So today at class, Pam brought packing tape, which is how my dimensionals are all fancy. She's like, okay, show me about this. So we were at the counter, instead of doing class, we were putting packing tape all over dimensionals. And then she's like, hey, who else has dimensionals? Hey, let's do your dimensionals. She goes, anyone could use my tape, because she had a whole brand new roll of it and everything. And everyone was making their dimensionals magic. And Ree said, and I know Ree won't watch this video, Ree said, I thought you just bought special ones. I'm like, no, it's packing tape. And I have a video for it, because a few people are like, I just don't get it. So there's a video. If you search on YouTube, if you search my blog for Magic Dimensionals, you'll find the tape. Oh, isn't that pretty? Wow. You'll find the video. It's like 5 minutes. Nothing fancy. A third one. And then a little bit of bling. Butterflies are in the air. Fluttering. Okay, let's see how this is going. Okay, so will it close? Yes. My glued panels are holding. That is good. And it doesn't, it's not, because see how it's a little bit wavy? That's just how it is. Okay, that's success. And when you're closing yours, if you can, close it while it's on the tabletop and just kind of slide it. There we go. We've almost done it. Okay, so let's cover up all this stuff and put glue. Put glue here or on here? Let's put it on here. Plenty of glue, because this kind of makes it a little bit more sturdy, especially with the glue on it, because the glue dries hard, and that makes it kind of stiff. This is like a book or something. Or you could do this as a scrapbook. If you just love your dog or your cat, you could do, oh, did I do this to the wrong size? Oh, I didn't trim some of them. Darn. Okay, do the sizes that I said, not the sizes. I could probably still fix this. Don't tell anyone. So it should be, it's a little bit more narrow. I think I trimmed all the others. Nope. Boy, I'm just running into troubles. So 2 times white layer is, let's do DSP, 3 5/8 by 5 1/8. 5 1/8 by, it's 2/8 too big. I can fix that. 3 5/8. Can I retrieve this? I should get my little tool, my picker. Or when did I do this? Did I do this like way at the beginning? I know what I'll do. I could be clever. Oh, let me get this one off of here. Well, it's going to go right back on there. And I did that hard on here too. So I'm not going to start over. Could you imagine redoing the whole video? No. Everyone makes mistakes, but see how I'm preserving the outside edges? So no matter what a mess it looks like in here, it's going to be good. No one will know. Okay, so I'm going to make the designer paper smaller. 3 5/8. Wow. But see, I have the white one on there, so I kind of had to. Now I don't have the white border, but so then the white layer is 3 3/4. I have plenty of white paper. So this one now, just a little bit is showing, and the only whoops is right down there. Don't tell anyone. This is just going to be like super substantial. I won't be mailing this one. So that goes right there, right against it. There, it has a little white border. Imagine that. Okay, this one will go on the back. Well, that one has to go on the front. Okay, we're moving on. You just have to adapt and adjust, right? Sigh. I'm going to put glue in here too. Look at that. What a beautiful fit. Yeah. Okay. So now on here. Okay, pieces. Thank you. Thank you, pieces. So, would you have scrapped the whole thing? Or would you have tried some to get it to work? Okay, so that side has already got a little border. Okay. Now get this on here and just cover up the ugly. There, who would have known? Okay, besides bling and a bow, I think we're getting there. Okay, so now you can see the, yeah, I went crazy with the glue. What about the adhesive remover? Oop, now let's turn the paper. I've tried too hard on this project. Just too hard, but it's cute. Okay, and a glue dot. Okay, so looking back, you know how I put glue all over there? You could see through the window. Don't do what I did. You could barely see it. Maybe I need a butterfly down here or something. I'm going to do another one. It's going to be good. Okay, glue dot right on here. Followed up with liquid glue, because that's what I do. And then trim up the ends. Pulling it on and off made my circle look like it's dimensional. And then bling. Oh, what bling. So for this one, because my flowers were pumpkin pie and peach pie, I used peach pie. This one I have no blue. So how about, we'll see the, let's do this. Petunia pop, because they kind of match the flutter. Or do those get lost? This probably would get lost, but I just have to try it. That gets very lost. How about pretty in pink? Oh, that's pretty. It kind of takes on a little bit more of a, like a purple hue. But at the same time looking a bit white, light. Okay, we're sparkled, we're done, it's put together. It has all kinds of flaws to prove that yes, it's handmade. Okay, here it is. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Okay, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. And again, I would love to see it if you make one of these. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. I hope you have a great day. Thanks.